Alright guys, welcome to today's episode. This is After Dark Files. I've got a great episode for you today. Let's get into it.
A video saying they used to eat us. Then y'all said used to. Then I posted another video saying used to. And then y'all said in the comments like, well, it's in the fast food. Fast forward to yesterday, I'm scrolling. They're like, remember that model who ran out of that hotel one time and she was screaming, they're eating the children? Then I'm scrolling through a couple of the comments and they're like, yeah, we're all in the fast food. Melanin literally holds the keys to the universe and galaxies, and that's why people eat it and consume it. Then also y'all were like, why do y'all think there's so many black missing kids and children that no one are looking for? Then also y'all were like, one girl commented and said after her mother died, the hospital reached out, or somebody reached out to her about her mother's corneas. So they're harvesting us like cattle, putting us into fast food, grinding it, but they're eating us. Everywhere they're eating us. In the grocery store, in the fast food, at the restaurants, at Roof Chris, at the steakhouses, they're eating us. They're eating us and our kids.
Things humans were never meant to see.
Might seem kind of gruesome, and kind of is. I'm going to give you a little background of what got me to this position to run this bill. So back in 2019, I heard that Washington State was starting to do human composting, and that disturbed me. I wanted to address this because what I didn't want to see is bags of compost with human bone fragments. I want to stop it getting into the human food supply. I was on a plane this summer, watched a video of some food show, and the three contestants tasted the food and they had to guess what was in it. It was some kind of a sausage, and one of the options they told these people that was in the food was human flesh.
Can you tell us the three secret ingredients that might be found in this amazing sausage that you made for us today?
The three secret ingredients that might be found in the sausage are fish liver, human flesh, or shark.
Why would that even be an option?
It's just, are those really the three ingredients?
Yeah, fish liver, human flesh, or shark.
Is this,
Is that a problem?
is that?
And there's a stigma surrounding this.
We're good. We will clear it. We're good. Go on, Brian, please.
All right, yo. Thank you, Kith. Thank you very much. All right, Joe, fish liver, shark,
Or human flesh.
God help you, it better be shark.
all right, two, what do you think it's gonna be?
Shark too.
Shark?
The liver is like too obvious, and I don't think it's human flesh, so I think it's shark.
Chef Keith, can you tell us what is the secret ingredient in this dish?
Yes, I'm afraid you're both wrong. It is human flesh.
No. No.
Whoa.
Not okay. That's
No,
not all
hey,
right.
you know,
The way our society's going and the direction we're going, this is going to be normalized. There's only one state in the union that it is illegal. Cannibalism is illegal, and that is Idaho.
People don't want to hear the truth. The truth is bitter, but we have to swallow it.
Now, I told y'all 18 weeks ago that we been eating each other. This post aged very well, ain't it? Now, y'all see what I'm talking about? Mind you, cannibalism is legalized in over 48 motherfucking states. Just check out this meat chart. Yeah, read this shit. You think it's a coincidence people making charts like this? This shit been made for a long ass time. Y'all remember watching Clone Tyrone and that boy say, it's in the food. Fuck is you talking about? It's in the chicken. It's in everything.
Losing my last brain cell in this car because I just want to know. I want to know how I've been sitting here eating this meat and I noticed a row of teeth in my shit. And that ain't it. They got the top and bottom jaw in my shit. I just sat here and ate this food and bit into somebody's molar. And I'm saying somebody because I don't know if this is an animal or a
This is absolutely gross, disgusting. But it doesn't surprise me at all that, they've got us eating each other. I mean, just look at this picture right up here. She's literally got a whole jawbone with molars in it. Like, who the hell wants to eat that? I mean, it's kind of like they're just taking people who's died and just grinding them up with all of the other meats, you know, I guess just to get rid of, you know, decomposing bodies and stuff like that. I don't know. I don't understand why they would do it, but it's very gross. I'm not on board with this. We need to stand up and fight against this. This is absolutely disgusting. There's people out there that enjoy eating human meat, and you know, to them, hey, more power to you. But I don't want anything to do with that. I like eating steak. I like eating pork. I like eating fish. I do not like eating human. I don't know anybody that does. But this is what they're doing. This is not just conspiracy. This is not, you know, people just trying to get some little trend started. This is real. And that's why I showed you several different clips. You know, one was in court. I guess it's become an issue with having human remains being mixed in with food somehow. How does this even happen by accident? Is what I want to know. But yeah, we definitely need to be standing up to this. They are trying to normalize this. Just thinking about it makes me want to gag. Let me know in the comments what you think about this.
This is the crisis of our era that we need more people paying attention to.
Half the country, Tucker, have prediabetes or type 2 diabetes, and 30% of teens now have prediabetes. This was a condition that no pediatrician would have seen in their lifetime 50 years ago. 1% of Americans in 1950 had type 2 diabetes. We have 18% of teens with fatty liver disease, a disease that used to be in late-stage alcoholics. Cancer rates are skyrocketing in the young and the elderly. Young adult cancers are up 79%, and this is the first year in American history we're estimated to have over 2 million cases of cancer. 25% of American women are on an antidepressant medication. 40% of 18-year-olds have a mental health diagnosis. We have the highest infant and maternal mortality rate in the entire developed world, despite spending 2x on infant and maternal care than any other country.
The simple summary is the institutions that be are literally poisoning Americans with the food that we're receiving. But the good news is that a simple shift can turn it all around. So please share this with somebody who needs it.
In less than 2 months, there's been 10 recalls of shrimp that have tested positive for radioactive cesium-137. We have a better idea now of why it happened. The shrimp came from one company in Indonesia. 2 miles from the shrimp facility is a steel plant. It's here where they smelted scrap metal to manufacture steel. The problem is that scrap was contaminated with radioactive cesium-137. The radioactive dust from the smelting created a cesium-137 plume all over the entire island, settling onto a shrimp processing facility not even 2 miles away. How did that scrap get cesium? In 1987 Brazil, 50 people were accidentally exposed to a scavenged medical radiation source of cesium-137. This was a radiation machine typically used for cancer, and this was started by 2 guys who were looking for scrap metal. So a salvaged hospital radiation machine likely got turned into scrap metal and somehow ended up in Indonesia near a shrimp processing facility and onto Walmart shelves in America. No one's been known to have eaten the radioactive shrimp yet. They did a good job of trying to get the word out. But what happens if you do? No, you're not going to look like Alien, especially one that's on 3i Atlas right now. You actually won't even notice it at first. Radiation sickness takes some time to appear. In high doses, it can look like burns. It develops over days. If you ate it, your teeth could fall out, your jaw could fall off, and you're in big trouble if these things happen. There's nothing that you can do about it. But the shrimp didn't have enough cesium to do that. What it would do is damage your DNA. That'll increase your risk of cancer, and it'll be something that will happen months to years later, so you might not even even know that it was happening at all. We're not out of the woods yet, so please keep your eye out on the frozen shrimp. In less than 2 months, there's been 10 recalls of shrimp that have tested positive for radioactive cesium-137.
So when I say food poisoning, I'm not talking about the classic food poisoning that you get when you eat a bad meal. Every day, our food is impure. It's actually turned into trash. So if you look at the list of ingredients in foods, it reads like a chemical course. Food should be organic, should not have pesticides. Animals should not be fed grains with pesticides in it because they concentrate it. Then you have antibiotics that are put in animals, hormones, and all kinds of drugs that are concentrated in the meat that we eat. So when you look at something that hasn't been farmed or produced properly, it turns into a poison for your body, and your body gets overwhelmed and it can't detox it anymore, and that causes your body to dysfunction. It causes your nervous system especially to become inflamed, and it can cause autoimmunity over time.
See, this is the type of stuff that's going on, you know, while we're all focused on division and racial issues and gender issues, and stuff like this. They want to keep us distracted so that we're not focused on what's actually going on. They're poisoning us. They're feeding people. I mean, this is the stuff that we really need to be fighting against. This is terrible and disgusting. You know, it's bad enough that we're possibly eating each other, and to make things worse, you can't go out and eat anywhere. You know, if you go to McDonald's, there's no telling at all the additives and different types of poisons that you're eating in that food. It's pretty much, it's everywhere. There's almost no way to avoid it. There's this app called Yuka. I don't know if you ever heard of it, but I've downloaded it. I use it every time I go to the grocery store. Everywhere I go, I use it. If it's got a barcode, I'm scanning it. It will tell you all the additives in each product that you buy. I heavily recommend that. I use it on everything. One day, me and my little girl went to the grocery store. She wanted to get some candy. So I told her, I was like, okay, but we're gonna scan it, and we're gonna find you something that doesn't have any additives. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to find anything, and so we walked out of the store empty-handed. But I scanned, she wanted to get some Sunny Delight. I scanned Sunny Delight. There's over 14, 15 different dangerous additives. I mean, absolutely dangerous. It literally said that it was a possible carcinogenic. And it's not just Sunny Delight. It's in everything. I think we was looking at some M&Ms, all kind of different candies, and we just had to walk out because it's got so much crap in it that's dangerous, deadly dangerous. And we eat this stuff every day, and just think about that. A lot of these have forever chemicals as well, so you're eating it on a daily basis, and it's just accumulating in your body. Anyways, I'm not trying to go on a rant about this, but we need to be focused on this type of stuff.
I figured out what this movie was really about, bro. What if I told y'all it's 7.8 billion people on Earth, and what if only 500 million of us were real?
It's what a human do,
Listen to everything.
Lives, teeth, hands, blood. Exactly like you. And yet, it was humans that built this place. I believe they figured out how to make a copy of the body, but not the soul. The soul remains one, shared by two. They created a
Bro, they was telling us about their failed experiment, about how they put so many bots into the world. It's out of control. That's why they want to, you feel me? Oh my God. And I know y'all seen this. Wake up!
Alright, I don't know if y'all have seen this movie or not. They cloned Tyrone. It's a crazy movie. You just gotta watch it. But it's one of those movies that after you watch it, you're just sitting there thinking like, wow, could this be real? Same with the other movie. I've seen it also. They Clone Tyrone, probably one of my favorites. It's a little bit crazy. Like it's out there, but it's a good movie. It really makes you stop and think, you know, could there be something else going on here? And I do feel like there is a lot going on that we don't have the answers to. I feel like we've been lied to about nearly everything by the government. We've been lied to about our history. A lot of the things taught in school, we've been lied to about. Pretty much everything. We got to refigure out what all of this is and what all of this means, because they have lied to us so much about everything. Could it be possible that the government has some hidden agenda where they're cloning people? The world that we live in, nothing is surprising me at this point.
It's probably nothing, but do you guys, who's this? Wait, I'll show you another one. Do you guys, who is this?
I don't know.
Well, if you guessed Jonah Hill, you're right. Yeah, okay. So.
Yeah, there's so many people.
Thomas, y'all, the shift is here. Let's continue to get it. Peace in. So how do you explain this, y'all? This guy notices it was abnormally hot in Kentucky today, y'all. And then he took his phone up to the sky, and then he looked up and he recorded 3 suns in the sky. It don't make sense, y'all. It's like 2 of them are like bright white and 1 of them is orange. But this orange one kept on glitching in and out of the sky. It kept on disappearing. Look at this. Hold on, y'all. Check this out.
Will somebody please tell me what in the world is going on? That's not a reflection. That's not. That's crazy. What is going on?
You guys can clearly see 3 light sources up in the sky, y'all. But I want you to focus on this sorbet orange one. Look at it. So y'all seen that, right? It disappeared, right? And then it's gonna come back and then disappear again. What is going on? Is this what they mean by Project Bluebeam?
Oh, of course it's back.
What is going on, y'all? Y'all seen 3-body problem? What is that? Why does this remind me of Naruto? Why does that look like a Rasengan? Why? Y'all look at this. And it's also abnormally warm around the world, not just Kentucky too, y'all. As y'all can see, there are big changes happening on our planet, and it's happening quickly. But let me know what you guys think about this video. The shift is here. Let's get it. Peace.
I have seen 3-Body Problem. That is a good movie. The thing about this video is right now it's so easy to fake this type of stuff using AI. I mean, it just is. AI has gotten so good that you can take a real image and place it right beside the AI image, and you won't even be able to tell the difference between the two. So it's gotten a lot better, and it's really hard to tell what's AI and what's not AI. And, you know, just to be honest, I can't tell if this video is AI or not. But I can say the last couple of years before AI really took off the way it has now, I've seen videos just like this. So I do believe that some people who have videoed this phenomena, I do believe they are being honest. I'm not saying that there's 3 suns in the sky. I don't know. But I do think that a lot of the folks that is videoing this stuff is being honest. I think that they think this is what they're seeing, and that's what they are videoing. And there's definitely some crazy things occurring. Especially year 2025 moving into 2026. So far, not too much has happened in 2026, but it's just now mid-January, so who knows what all is going to pop off.
Jeffrey Epstein, there's no such person. He doesn't exist. John F. Kennedy's shooting, not real. George Floyd, completely fake, never happened. In the Diddy case, okay? It's all fake. It's all make-believe. Freemasons don't go to jail. And LeBron's not human. We'll talk about the Kobe crash that never happened. Kobe never died in a helicopter crash. Do you think the earth is round? You think voting is real? Whoever's going to be president in 2028, it's been decided a long time ago. Everything is a lie. It's weird. They have a deal in the universe that they have to tell us what they're going to do first.
Never thought that I would ever be involved in something this horrible. Tony was a friend. I don't judge people. I knew he was kind of off. He showed me some of the strangest things I've ever seen in my life. And that's the first time I heard of Lucerta, a shape-shifting reptilian who looked like a normal person. He believed that reptilian lizard people were here to kill humans, to eat them, and take over. A lot of people believe this stuff. Lots of them. Tony was obsessed. And I was not to speak to anyone. And if I did, I was going to pay for it. He started telling me that something big was going to happen. Everybody's going to remember it. And on Christmas Day, when I saw the news, I knew immediately it was too late.
All this down below.
And right now, America, Europe, China, Japan, and every other major power, listen to this carefully, have all hit stage 4 at the same time. Never before in human history has this happened. The bond markets are shaking. The currencies are all volatile. Politicians are praying that no one notices the numbers, that they no longer add up. Stage 4 is not coming. We are now living inside the opening. Then comes stage 5. It's called the reset. But there is always a reset, always a new order that is born from the ashes of the old. And here's what makes this moment unprecedented. Rome collapsed by itself. France collapsed alone. Weimar collapsed by itself. Britain declined while America rose. It was always one country coming down and another country coming up. This time, all countries on both sides, the free world and the not so free world, there's no one rising. China is drowning in its local government debt. It's never going to say this, but it's a paper tiger. Europe is fractured and coming apart at the seams. Japan, demographic time bomb. America is politically frozen and insolvent fiscally. So for the very first time in world history, every major civilization has reached its peak of the debt cycle. This time, all at the same moment. No one's coming up. So what does that mean? Well, for the very first time in human history, it means when it arrives, it's not going to be regional. It will be global. It's not going to be slow. It'll be systemic. It'll be everywhere.
Kind of scary how much it seems like they're almost intentionally hinting at the fact that something could be coming to an end soon.
Folks, enjoy what may be your last Christmas. Folks, enjoy what may be your last Christmas.
Remember?
This will be the last election. That's my prediction. This will be the last election. That's my prediction. And I'm not sure that you'll ever have another election in this country. Does that make sense? I don't think you're going to have another election in this country. If we don't win this election, I don't think you're going to have another election, or certainly not an election that's meaningful. You don't have to do it anymore. 4 more years, you know what? It'll be fixed. It'll be fine. You won't have to vote anymore, my beautiful Christians. I love you, Christians. I'm a Christian.
Here, listen. How many days until Christmas next year?
There aren't any Christmas holidays in 2026.
Like, we've been feeling like something just isn't right. And then they just keep hinting at things like they know something that we don't. And the thing he said on Christmas, that's what really got me thinking. Why would he just say, enjoy it, this may be your last Christmas? And then all the stuff that he's constantly posting on his Truth Social. Something big is definitely right around the corner, and we gotta be ready for it.
Facebook is a psyop that everybody fell for. Mark Zuckerberg is not even his real name. He's a CIA op whose name is Jakub Greenberg, and he's the grandson of David Rockefeller. Zuckerberg is a German word for Sugar Mountain, their clandestine word for Facebook. This is Sugar Mountain and their data mining. Facebook started as a DARPA program called LifeLog, to where the government would monitor you through social media, but that failed and shut down on February 4th, 2004. Pentagon kills LifeLog Project, so-called LifeLog Project, ambitious effort to build a database tracking persons' entire existence. That very same day, Facebook was launched, February 4th, 2004. DARPA was originally ARPA, the government's Advanced Research Project Agency. Now known as DARPA, it created the foundation for the internet through its development of ARPANET in 1960.
Will definitely happen. I was talking about 6G earlier, which is around 2030. I would say that by then, definitely the smartphone as we know it today will not anymore be the usual kind of the most common interface. Wow. Many of these things will be built directly into our bodies.
And one of the important statements we, I think, made at our most recent developers conference is that we believe that one of the big advantages of augmented reality is actually solving problems here on Earth, and it will be things like having glasses and being able to translate as you speak with glasses, and those are very close.
Holograms will be very, very high quality in the era of 6G. I've already seen 5G based hologram demonstrations. They already work, but then with the next generation technology, I mean, we could be having this meeting so that in reality we would be sitting in different parts of the world.
All right, well, I've enjoyed seeing you for the last time I'll ever see you in person. I look forward to seeing you at the next Davos. Thank you very much to our amazing panelists and everyone.
Going into a
I think there's a big shift and change coming on this planet, and it's not going to completely eliminate the elites immediately by 2025. However, there's going to start to be a decline as we go around this wheel, this cycle. That power that they've been holding on to so long is going to start to be reduced, and as that happens, they're going to look to run off into the sunset with their golden parachutes and take care of their next generation after generation financially. So there's going to be a lot of crazy things going into 2025 that's going to be like, why is this happening?
Do you think that this has anything to do with the timing of this zodiac change going into Aquarius?
It's a timing thing. This is like their last temper tantrum, one of their last temper tantrums. I mean, their time and their era is running out, and they know that. Everything operates in cycles. It's a cycle thing. It's cyclical. Just like Thoth talks about in the Emerald Tablets, and many others have talked about in ancient texts and the Kali Yugas and everything else. And they know, for example, I mean, even when Amun-Ra wanted to take over kingship early, ahead of his processional time period, he caused a war just to do that. So they're well aware of the time periods and the change of the equinoxes, and that the age of Aquarius coming in 2025. They're well aware of it, and these are like their final temper tantrums, just to grab as much as they can, dominate as much as they can.
It does feel like something is coming. You've got AI pretty much taking over everything. The government keeps talking about aliens that's headed this way. That to me is pretty crazy. You know, why would the government hide aliens for over 100 years just to randomly come out and tell us that aliens are headed our way? I think that's crazy. I think they're hiding something deeper. There's something else that they're hiding that they don't want to be uncovered. Not to mention, they're actively trying to kill everyone by putting poison in our food. The food we eat every single day, it's got poison in it. Also, it may be contaminated with human meat also. So we're eating poison along with other humans. This is disgusting. Another thing that they're trying to get done is smart cities. I'm not going to get all the way into that right now, but smart cities is basically this really small city with ginormous skyscrapers that holds millions of people in this one little area, and it's going to be guarded. It's going to have guards where you're going to have to tell them every time that you leave the city. This is what they want. They want to take away all of our rights. They don't want us to own anything, and they say that we'll be happy.
Why, it's Caleb Mandrake. He was a skull the day he was born.
That's Frank.
Who's Frank?
He was 6 foot tall, bunny rabbit.
Rick is gonna kill.
Alright, so this next clip is about Robert Morningstar. I don't know if you ever heard of the guy, but he was like a Native American. Basically, this is an interview. The full thing is it's like 20-30 minutes long. So I didn't post the whole thing. I just kind of clipped like 6 minutes of the best parts in it. Just to kind of give you an overall view of what he's trying to convey here. But pretty much what he's saying is reptilians are in control of our world. They're called the Draconians, but basically they rule everything, the media, food, all of that. They actually brought the dinosaurs here. Anyways, let me not spoil it for you. Let's get into it. It's like 6 minutes long. If you want to watch it, watch it. If you don't want to watch it, you can just skip to the end.
Talk about the new book, The Alien World Order, because it's very much galactic history. And with galactic history, obviously, none of us have been around long enough to know what did happen in the distant past, and there are very few records. There's a few ancient texts like the Sumerians and oral traditions, obviously, of the different peoples of the planet. So what are the main sources that you used for this book?
The main source was written by somebody named Robert Morningstar, who recorded this because the information came from his grandfather, who was also a Native American. It all started with a crash on the Native American reservation, and his grandfather was one of 6 people, 6 young men who took care of the surviving alien and nursed him back to health. They called him Bekti. And over a period of years following that, he revealed this history of our planet and the galaxy to them. And Morning Sky recorded it all and wanted to get a degree, a master's degree in this subject, but they all laughed at him.
Right. Well, it's difficult to convey these concepts, but let's start with essentially, because his history is vast and we don't have time to get into the entire scope of it, but the idea is that the reptilians were the first species to colonize Earth, if I'm correct.
Yes.
And that's
what he said.
Would that then would that correlate to the dinosaurs?
According to Robert Morning Sky, they brought the dinosaurs with them to this solar system.
As pets?
As a food source.
A food source.
They relied on the dinosaurs as a food source. If you can imagine a species that relies on dinosaur meat, that's what they did, according to Morning Sky.
Mm-hmm. And so these reptilians that came to colonize Earth, they still see Earth. They still exist. They see Earth as their planet. No?
Yes. As the original inhabitants, yes. They think it's their planet.
But now, in the course of time, have they adapted to a new form? Are they reptilians that have basically over time transformed into humans, or do you believe reptilians are still a species that exists, for example, underground?
Yes, they're underground. What happened was there was a federation of human planets, human star systems, that decided to confront them on this planet because of what they had done in the star system Lyra, which they had destroyed 3 planets and slaughtered 50 million humans. That was the first encounter between reptilians and humans, which was many millions of years ago. As a result of that, the humans had to scatter throughout the galaxy, and some of them came here. And they settled on 2 planets. They settled on Maldek, which was the 4th planet in line, and on Mars. According to Morning Sky, the Earth at that time was a water planet. It was uninhabited. So humans lived in this solar system for quite a long time, unbothered by anybody else.
Oh, the humans were here before the reptilians came?
The humans came to Maldek and Mars, and not to Earth, before the reptilians got here. That's right. Of course, the reptilians roamed the galaxy. They had spacefaring technology for, according to Morning Sky, they've had it for thousands and thousands of years, perhaps millions of years. And they finally got here to our system and saw that there were 2 human civilizations living here, and they decided to get rid of them.
So ultimately in this war, what was the resolution? Obviously humans are still here, so...
The resolution was that their plan was to take over the water planet that we call Earth and make it into an inhabitable planet for themselves in this solar system. What they did was they destroyed Maldek. How they destroyed it is questionable. They had the weaponry to do it. They had a so-called Death Star weaponry, which they used to destroy planets in Lyra. So some people think their Death Star came too close to Maldek and thereby made it explode. Others think they had a weapon that destroyed it. In any case, it turned into asteroid belt, which we now know. Then as they went by Mars, they stripped Mars of much of its atmosphere. So the Martians, who were then humans also, had to go underground on Mars. And then they came to Earth, and they dried it out, made it susceptible to their inhabitation. 2 continents emerged from the water. One we called Lemuria, the other Atlantis. And according to Morning Sky, they created the moon, which is an artificial planet, and started to inhabit the Earth. Having done what they chose to do to Maldek and Mars, they now felt unconstrained to worry about humans in this solar system. However, they were hasty in making that decision because the Federation was not pleased with this. And however, according to Morning Sky, the reptilians lived here undisturbed for about 200,000 or 300,000 years on this planet. And at that point, the Federation decided to send a race of humans here, which at that time was living in the Pleiades. who were originally from Lyra. So they had been through the Lyra desecration. They were a fierce human race and very advanced. The rest of the Federation didn't like these guys because they were troublesome. So the Federation says, we're going to send them to Earth to confront the reptilians. And that's what they did. And supposedly, that was the first human presence on this planet was on Atlantis.
And ultimately that war resolved with the humans winning and the reptilians going underground.
Alright guys, that's all I've got for the video. I really hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, go ahead and subscribe and hit the like button. I'll see you in the next one.